Hello my sweet friends and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Jamie and today I'm bringing you two of the most delicious recipes. Yes, brand new recipes here on my channel. Made them for the first time and you guys, they were so stinking delish. So good. Almost one pot meals, but two of the most divine recipes that you have to make. So sit back, relax, drink you a cup of day old coffee like I do all the time and enjoy these two recipes. So first up is our first recipe and you guys, it was so stinking good. I was looking up a ground beef recipe and this one popped up. It is a Hidden Valley Ranch recipe. It is a cheesy ranch beef rice casserole. You guys, this is so amazing. Dave absolutely loved it too. We had lots of leftovers for lunches for the week ahead. All right, let's get to this recipe. I just Googled ground beef recipes and this one came up. It's cheesy ranch ground beef and rice casserole. So I only had to substitute one thing. So I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in I'm using the Dutch oven because you throw this in the oven when you get finished. You need to go ahead and preheat the oven. And I've got my oil in. And so we're gonna do our ground beef. All right, so I got the tube of meat. So you're gonna use 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef. I'm using lean. And you're gonna cook this through. Brown this up. And I've already got my water started for the rice. My rice, I'm using jasmine rice to my pot and get this rice cooking. I'm gonna cover it. All right, friends, I've drained the hamburger meat. Now we're going to stir in the rice, peas, which I'm using green beans instead of peas, broth, and 1 cup of cheese, and we're gonna let it simmer for 3 minutes, okay? So that's what we're doing next. So let's add that in. All right, I'm gonna add in my ranch seasoning. This is a packet of ranch, so it's 3 tablespoons. And now my cooked rice. So I'm gonna simmer that together. Mix all that in. You're just gonna kind of simmer this together. This looks so good, you guys. Oh my goodness. And you guys can add more salt and pepper if you'd like. I didn't add any, just added a little bit of salt to the rice. I'm big in the green beans instead of the peas, but you guys use whatever veggie you want. I like to add my veggies. I love a 1 pot meal, even though you had to cook the rice separate. Still so fabulous. So we're gonna simmer this for about 3 minutes. All right, so let it simmer for about 3 minutes and I'm going to place this in the oven for 15 minutes and then you'll add remaining cheese and bake the rest of the time. So let's put this bad boy in and then I'll show you guys the after. Friends, it's been in for 15 minutes. And now we are going to add the remaining cheese, so 1 cup cheese on top. Pop this back in the oven for 10 more minutes. Next recipe, you guys, I wanted something in the crock pot, Instapot, and this really just, so stinking good. I did add chicken. I had to tweak a few of the ingredients, but you guys, such a great recipe. It is a Tex-Mex potato soup. And y'all, you got to try this recipe, so let's get to it. All right, friends, I've got all the lights on that I possibly can. It is such a dark and gloomy day, but we're gonna do a Tex-Mex chicken potato soup. So what I've got to do first is we are going to Instapot the chicken. So I'm putting 3 chicken breasts, frozen chicken breasts, 2 cups of water, we're going to add salt. And then I'm going to add my ranch dressing seasoning. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons. So we're gonna Instapot the chicken on the poultry setting for 15 minutes. Well, I'm gonna do 20 because it's frozen, all right? Friends, while the chicken is getting ready, I'm getting all of my ingredients done. I do not have enough milk, so we're gonna roll with it. It's fine. I've gotta chop up this onion and my celery. I'm so excited I kept celery from Christmas Eve because we had tons of it left over. Oh God, that onion needs some help. We'll chop that right off. And anyway, so the only thing that I do not have is the bacon and the milk, but I figured the creaminess will get there once and the bacon, it's fine. And I'm adding chicken because we need more protein in our soup. And so that's why I'm adding the chicken. So the original recipe does not call for chicken. You guys, these are so hot, so I'm just gonna use a couple. They are like spicy, so I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just gonna chop these up and make sure I wash my hands when I get done. This is cooking to perfection. I added 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and milk to set to the side because you're gonna add this mixture in to the pot in just a little bit. So I'm gonna have that sitting and ready. Finish this up. You are to add garlic, guys. I don't have garlic, so I'm gonna just use garlic powder. I just try to utilize what I have. Be okay with it. Just the way it goes, friends. Just the way it goes. Let's do our seasoning. So we need a teaspoon of salt. Go ahead and have my seasonings ready to put in the soup. Teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of paprika. All right, friends. 1 teaspoon of paprika. Teaspoon of ground cumin. And then you're gonna add 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. So I'm just gonna put what we normally like. There we go. All right, so I've got my seasonings ready. Still waiting on the chicken to be done. Then we're gonna throw all this in the Instapot. So I've left the broth that's already in there, and I'm gonna chop up my chicken. finish up our Tex-Mex soup, I have my roux ready, and I have 1 block of cream cheese. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on the brown and saute and hit start. And that way it's warm. I'm gonna put that cream cheese in, and so you'll have to stir it around. I did cube it. Every time I add cream cheese to something, I try to make sure I cube it well enough so it melts. So you're gonna let that melt. I'm glad I added the chicken because I feel like that's good added protein in there. And now I'm gonna add the roux. And just gives it that really pretty creamy base to the soup. All right, so I'm gonna let that melt and I'll show you guys the after. Guys, it turned out so good. Dave's adding cheese to his, but it is creamy goodness.